Hey everybody, back out here on our 66 Impala finally. A bit late in the 2022 season here. We're actually at the end of August, but anyway, we've got some time to finally get out here and try and do some stuff. So last we left off was actually with this Fender, left front Fender. Basically got all the welding done on her here, and so now what we're gonna do with her is see about maybe getting her stripped down and just get a coat of primer on her just to give her covered up until we're ready to get doing some body work and stuff like that. So basically what we've done is actually we've bought one of these Eastwood strippers, contour strippers here. A lot of good reviews and all that. Eastwood seems to have some pretty good stuff anyway, but we're going to give her a shot, see how she goes, and get started on her once we get this figured out. Alright, there we go. We got her all together here, so it's pretty much basic assembly. It just comes, you just put the handle on here, two screw on either side. It comes with one drum. I think it's the 120 grit surfacing drum. This screw here is a left-handed or backwards thread, as I call it, whatever. But anyway, you just undo this. One drum comes off, the other one goes on, goes back on, and it's got the drive gear button here to stop it from turning. And that, of course, you do it without everything plugged in or anything. But yeah, so this drum here, seen a few videos of guys using this to strip paint and everything, and seems to work pretty well. A couple of safety features, of course. Eye protection. They do tell you to wear gloves because it spins clockwise, so it's shooting stuff back at you. So where your hand is at the trigger, especially there, you want to at least a glove on your trigger hand just to keep it covered up, and then some ear protection too, because I guess it's going to be a little loud. But yeah, we're just going to give her a test here and see how it works. So let's give her a shot here. All right, so that was all of the 5-minute portion there, and it cleaned it up pretty darn good. Kind of close in there. It doesn't really do anything to the metal. Doesn't really scratch up too much. But I mean, like this, that's kind of where I think we need it. But it's done a really good job. You can see the original kind of leveling body fill they used to use and all that. So I mean, this Fender doesn't look like it was painted. It was only painted once, so, but not too bad. I just let it come out to the edge, and then use just a little bit of sandpaper just to take this little edge piece off here. Other than that, yeah, it works pretty darn good, I'd say. So, well worth the money. It is a little bit heavy, but if you when you pull the trigger and get her started, push this button and then push and hold this button on the side here and release the trigger, and then it's a lot easier to handle. Your trigger hand won't get tired. And then from there, it's just all you're doing is just guiding it along. I didn't hardly push down on it at all. I just let it work. Let it do its thing. It got a little bit warm, but nowhere near any kind of heat that it's gonna warp the metal or anything like that. So yeah, really good job, really good tool. So yeah, we're gonna keep going with her here. Anyway, coming up pretty good here. I'm just doing a light on this contour, just a light touch. Like I said, I'm not even hardly pushing on this at all. I'm just letting the tool do its work. Just because of how big the drum is here compared to the contour on the drum compared to the contour on these here. You just kind of gotta kind of angle it just right, and then the drum, at least the drum edge gets right in here, pretty good here. You can kind of tell where there's little dents here and there, indentations, but it's dug out. And a little bit of rust that's in there, anything like that. So yeah, doing a really good job. But yeah, on the contours and all that, like I said, I'm just using a light touch. Again, not even pushing on the tool at all, and just taking the time, and just digging it around, and yeah, we're getting her stripped off here pretty good. So the tool is, she's got a bit of a heft to her there, and hey, whatever, that's fine. I'd probably be able to do, just because of where it's kind of where I've got the fender up here. If it was down lower, it'd probably be a little bit better. Yeah, that's basically the bottom half done, or at least, this section anyway. So basically, yeah, it's like I say, she does a really good job here. And and it doesn't need to be completely perfect or anything, like, so, like for instance, over here you can kind of see a couple of little dark marks where there's a little bit left. All I'm doing is taking some 120, this is actually 120, or say, sorry, anyway, 150. This is 150 grit sandpaper, and all I'm doing is just take a little bit of elbow grease. And it cleans that spot right up. And then what I've also been doing is, now that I've got this done, I've actually, like I say, taken the 150 grit, and I've just gone basically over the whole thing one way, and then gone back the other way just to get kind of a crosshatch type pattern on the metal, just to get it completely smooth and give it some kind of get rid of some of the scratches that the tool created. It doesn't do, like I say, it doesn't do very much. It doesn't do hardly any damage to the middle anyway, but because it's going in one direction, and when you're doing it, you kind of want to keep kind of a uniform motion going as you're using it. It leaves its own pattern, because I think it's a 40 grit. It's basically a 40 grit drum that's on there. So coming back over with the 150, it just kind of cleans up the surface and gets it ready for some primer paint. What I'll do is I'll actually hit it with at least some self-etching primer here, just to get it cleaned up. And also, the other thing I was doing is I didn't go, when I was using the tool, I didn't go over the body line. Like, the body line follows right along here. I just kind of went up to the body line, because I didn't want to take the chance on, if you start going over the body line again and again and again, then it'll kind of might wreck it, because it like I say, it doesn't do much damage to the steel as you're using it, but again, concentrate on one spot all the time, it'll probably screw it up. But other than that, just like I say, nice uniform motion. Just slowly keep going with it. It does have a speed setting on it. I had it on 3. That seemed to work pretty good. And yeah, just back and forth and clean her up there, and then yeah, we'll get her sprayed down. So it's actually getting a little late in the day. Got some other stuff to do, so we'll continue on the rest of it on the next video here. Alright, different day. I figured we'd take advantage of the nice weather for a change and do a little work outside. So gonna keep going with the stripping down here of the left front fender, and just keep at it here. But yeah, that's coming along really good there, I'd say. There's one rust spot there. That's dug that out pretty good, but yeah, looking not too bad. So we'll just keep going with the other side here now. All right, there we go. That's looking pretty good, I think. Like I said, that tool does a really good job. And actually, what I thought was the tool actually making gouges, it isn't. It's actually, these are actually previous sanding lines from when this fender was either worked on before or painted or something like that. But yeah, these little kind of little marks in here. That's not from the tool. That's from a previous work. So it doesn't actually do any real damage to the metal at all. So, but yeah, cool. I'm gonna clean her up, get her ready for primer. Get her all one color. Just probably bring my die grinder in here, just clean that little bit off there. But other than that, that's looking pretty good right there. So yeah, next step for this fender, primer. All right, primer applied. So next we'll be into basically, body fill, block sanding, get her all at least as straight as we can anyway. But let's take care of some of these spots, kind of down in here, and kind of see where that's where the welding was done. But basically we'll get there, get some body fill down on there, and then block sand that out nice and flat. Managed to get rid of a few things here and there, a couple of spots in there. But yeah, there you go. We'll get some body fill and start block sanding and that. But that's basically her stripped down and in primer. Pretty good, I think. Not too bad for an amateur, I guess. So anyway, yeah, there we go. We'll see you on the next one.